As you are being entertained with all the shenanigans going on in the zoo, your towns and your villages are being taken over. I said it before and nobody took it seriously, but now it is coming home to roost. The northern borders are opened, the southern borders are shut. They are streaming in terrorists and with their wares are coming in from right across the Sahel. They told you January 2020 they will open their borders in the north. It will be visa-free, not even visa-free, document-free entry. And what are they doing? They are coming in, they are in the police, they are in the army. The terrorists are in the army, the terrorists are in the police. What is happening today? Mayhem, chaos, lawlessness, looting and criminality of the type never seen anywhere else in the world. I have been writing persistently, I have been tweeting persistently to ask the British government that created that monstrosity, the zoo. Are you people blind? You cannot see what is going on? Can you not see the level of lawlessness in the zoo? That is the reason why the amalgamation of 1914 was a mistake. The amalgamation of 1914 is a direct consequence of the intervention of the forces of darkness over the fate of the children of light, and that is Biafra. If you want your lives, let me tell you something that you don't know. The Fulanis have no homeland anywhere in the world. They see the zoo as their homeland. Do you know why they see the zoo, Nigeria, as their homeland? Because they have summed up our behavior. They understand that with a little bit of money, once you give the politicians and their elders money, they sell you down the drain. The same thing we did during slavery. The Fulanis now know that with money, they can buy up everybody. And that's exactly what they're doing. And that is why your village, I'm sorry for some of you, by this time next year, unless you support IPOB and what we are doing, your villages will no longer exist. I'm telling you the truth. They will be taken over by the Janjaweed. And let's see then what you're going to do. And meanwhile, it is about peaceful, them and their lies, peaceful coexistence. Let's coexist peacefully. Meanwhile, terrorists are in the army. Peaceful coexistence. Meanwhile, patriotic soldiers are being killed by terrorists. Let us live peaceful cohabitation. And they are taking your land. Peaceful cohabitation. Your mothers cannot go to the farm anymore. Peaceful cohabitation. Checkpoints everywhere killing people. Peaceful cohabitation. And your lives are being drained away. Those are their lies. People, sometimes you cut off your nose to spite your face. Because perhaps some of the idiots before, my happiness is that a majority of our people understand what we are doing and they are in support of, I said 99.9% of our people. Forget those being controlled by Loretta Onochie. They are doing what they're supposed to do because there will always saboteurs everywhere. But what I want to reassure each and every one of you is that from the beginning, the Fulanis never wanted the zoo, Nigeria, to be one. They never wanted independence. They preferred the white man to be ruling them. From time, they brought out themselves as the house niggers and Britain rewarded them for their loyalty and servitude. And we are suffering. Nobody, I think I saw somebody tweet today about revisiting 1914. That is how sensible, reasonable people ought to behave. This our brother has been asking this question all the time. All the time. Those who were at the forefront of independence for the zoo, Nigeria, we are all southern politicians. Anthony Nahor, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and all the rest of them. In the north, these people trying to educate you about the love of zoo, Nigeria, they are the ones that went to a conference in Lagos and walked out and said, if you don't allow a white man, the British, to continue to rule these black people here, including us, then we don't want Nigeria. Fulanis opened their mouth and said they want to be slaves to the British. And as a reward, Britain gave them the zoo to manage for them. That is the reality today. Ask yourself, what did Jonathan do? During the time of Jonathan, before Obama connived with Cameron to remove Jonathan, Everywhere in the world was, oh, Nigeria is bad, the corruption, the government is failing. But now, not only do you have corruption, you have terrorists, killers and murderers in the army. The government is taking murderers and killers and putting them into the army. Not only that, you are hearing about the type of looting that will make you vibrate. A woman, Sadia, whatever her name is, took 850 billion, squandered it. Olisabetu is in jail for 400 million naira only. She's Fulani. All of you are there, everybody, both Yoruba, Oduduwa, both all of you from Biafra land, every ethnic nationality, they made all bounds. How many are these Fulani people? Let me ask you a simple question. All these Fulanis, they make sure you don't have electricity. Some of you don't know that the lack of electricity is a deliberate government policy to impoverish everybody. So you don't know that? They used what I call the maxim of the Soviet era Communist Party. You see chicken. I want to tell you how a black person behaves. You see chicken, ordinary chicken, chicken. Go and bring a chicken tomorrow morning. Suffer that chicken very well. Start to pluck all the feathers. Pluck all the feathers from the chicken. You see the chicken will be crying as you're plucking all the feathers away from it. After plucking all the feathers, starve that chicken for a day. Believe you me, on the third day, put corn in your hand or rice. That chicken will come to you. That chicken will forget what you did to it. It will forget all the pain and all the torture. The only thing that matters to the chicken is that piece of rice you have in the palm of your hand. That is the way that black people behave. That is the way that the British made us behave. That is the way that the Fulani Janjaweed is making us behave today. No matter what they do to us, it doesn't matter how much they rape our daughters. It doesn't matter how many of us they abduct. It doesn't matter if you cannot get from Zaria to Abuja or from Kaduna to Abuja. It doesn't matter how many bandits you have. Nothing shocks us anymore. No amount of bad news is even going to move us anymore. As long as we are hungry and we are crying and we are asking, let us feed the stomach. I said this thing before about black people. When we started this very movement, I said to the whole world that the problem you have in Africa is that a black man can never put away the need of the stomach in order to pursue the liberation of his soul. He will always put the stomach first. And that is the mess we're suffering today. And that is why when people ask, how about 1914 amalgamation? I said to them, it was the stupidity of the South that allowed the Fulani Janjaweed to take control of our lives. And that is why we are suffering till this very day.
From Enugu State. We're here to give our brother the last respect.